What of the advantages that the Quad brings, which is why it is attractive to the Biden administration and its desire to burden share in the Indo-Pacific region, but also globally, is that you have in Australia, India, and Japan countries that bring their own resources to the table, whether it is maritime resources in terms of their navies, whether it is in terms of the export-import banks. So you're thinking, for example, about development finance and providing regional infrastructure solutions, or whether it is, for example, something like a vaccine initiative, where all three other countries also bring something to the table because they have their own capabilities. The other part of the burden sharing benefit that the Quad brings is these four countries are not just capable, but they're willing to actually deploy these resources for a larger goal and in coordination and cooperation with the United States. You see this also in, and particularly in the maritime security space. What you see is these four countries' navies almost acting in a tag team fashion, or having the ability to act in a tag team fashion, where they are deployed from everywhere from the Western Pacific through the South China Sea, the South Pacific, as well as all the way to the eastern coast of Africa. And so this allows burden sharing in the sense that each country has almost their kind of priority area of operation. And so they complement each other. There's some overlap, but it allows these four countries to, even if not act in unison, but act in coordination to keep these seas open for navigation, but also to keep them safe from both traditional as well as non-traditional security challenges. So everything from geopolitical actors, large actors in the regions who don't want to follow the rules or who want to block access of countries, to countering pirates in the region when there is a piracy problem, for example, off the eastern coast of Africa. Sometimes it involves responding to disasters in the region, whether natural or man-made. And these four countries, just as they did in the 2004 tsunami, are well placed to respond to those kind of challenges. So the scope for this Quad, in terms of bringing the naval, diplomatic, intelligence assets to, for example, maritime security purposes, helps the US interests, because then it does not have to do this alone. And so it fits not just the goal of the US working with allies and partners and building broader coalitions, but also significantly helps with burden sharing. So it's not only the US having to put in resources for American interests.